1st, 2020. First time ever being here, first time ever seeing this even on a video. And I am awestruck. Take a look at that. I don't know if you can see right there. There's a couple walls built up there, little shelters. Heading down into the abyss here. We just started, as you can see from the back. That last shot I probably got was the Hermit Trail head. We're dropping down, I think, about 1,600 feet over 1.6 miles or something like that, and heavy packs. So onwards and upwards, downwards for a long time. About 8:30 on March 2nd, 2020. You can see what we got behind me here. It was pretty chilly last night. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Probably in the 30s. We rolled into camp last night, probably around, I'd say 7:30 or so. It was dark out. We did a little night hiking with the headlamps set up and went pretty much right to bed. Got up this morning. We're already packed up for the most part. And we were probably about 7 miles to our next place, scheduled place. We might be going on a little bit further. Kind of just depends, I think, on what the group decides they want to do. But it was raining from about 6 o'clock this morning till about 7, and then it stopped. And you can see behind me that we've got sunny weather for the most part. So, and it looks like it's going to stay like that the rest of the day. So, the one day of rain that we have scheduled for this week was nothing more than just a tease, so I'm hoping it stays that way, and we have some good weather for the rest of the trip. But it's amazing. I don't know what to say about it right now. So tell them the trail, guys. We camped last night right over there, and if you follow that wall, we traversed all the way through the side of that, underneath that flat wall that drops into that. You probably can't see it from here, but we went all the way back into that canyon, straight behind where Joey's at there. And we still have quite a ways to go. I believe we're going to be traversing all the way up and over this way around the outside and to the left. I guess we're going to be hooking up with the Tonto Trail here sometime this afternoon. Or staying at Boucher Creek. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is as of right now, but it is a gorgeous day, and I'm looking forward to getting over this ridge and seeing back down into the canyon. It's beautiful. Right in the center there, we've got the first glimpse of the Colorado. It's looking pretty muddy right now. Yeah, I don't know if you can make it out on this side, but that is the Hermit Trail. We may or may not be going back up that, and you can see down from the bottom there how far to the very top we're going to have to climb out. You can see Joey coming down, and there's a lighter band and then the orangish band. We came up from the crevice up in there, and I didn't get any footage, but the other guys did, and I will say this, it will keep your pucker factor up. We're still heading down, and I believe what we're going to do is, you see that point out there in the center, we're heading to the left of that, and I guess we got to drop down again. So from what I'm understanding, it might be a little talus or scree field that we got to go down, which we'll get that adrenaline running once more. We're coming down right into that area. You can see right before the light. That's the stream, and the campsites are going to be at tonight. So we've come about 9 miles in total since we started and dropped into the canyon. But 7 miles today roughly, and that looks like a pretty nice camp spot. So if you can see up over here, that green area and that shelf right there, that is the Tonto shelf. We'll be on that for a good portion of the next couple days. I think even on the north rim we'll be on that coming back, so we'll be on it for a while, but this is what we're doing. Well, it's 4:45 and we've reached our destination for the night, and as you can see in the last clip, I went ahead and showed you that we set up camp. We got that all kind of tucked into a little place there, and today was a pretty good day. The hike itself was challenging, a lot of down climbing, and like I said before, I didn't get any shots of that just because it was a adrenaline rush there for me anyway. The other guys maybe not so much, but definitely like a 6 out of 10 on the fear factor, but made it through. No big deals actually. Very similar to climbing like 13ers and 14ers back home, Colorado anyway. So it wasn't too awful bad, and it started getting warm. The lower we dropped into the canyon, I could definitely feel the heat. This morning it was cold, chilly. Halfway through, probably about 1,500 feet down, it was still comfortable. And then as we get closer to camp here, it started to warm up. And now that we're in the shade, it's actually pretty comfortable once again, and I'm sure it'll get colder. The mosquitoes were out for a little bit while I filtered some water. Filtered about 4.5 liters. I'll make sure I get plenty in me tonight, tomorrow. Before I even leave, I'll camel up. But it was actually a really good day. I thoroughly enjoyed being down in here. I wasn't expecting it to be the way it was. Kind of like in Colorado, when I looked at those mountains for the first time, you look at them and they don't look nearly as big when you're looking at them. Those boulders and stuff that you see on the side of the mountains, you don't look and see as being big until you get close to them, and you realize they're huge. Well, the same thing here. I'm looking forward to the rest of this trip. I'm getting kind of excited to see what's going to happen, see some of the things that we're going to encounter. Tomorrow we got a 13.5 mile day. I think, as I pointed out earlier, we'll be up on the Tonto shelf for the next 2 days. Maybe 3. I can't remember exactly. With that, I'll say adieu to what is technically day 1, but it's our second day since we dropped into the canyon yesterday. So until tomorrow night. All right, the morning of day 2, and you can see a beautiful sunrise in the background. Got a little bit more sleep last night than I did the day before, which was definitely needed. About 13.5 miles today. We're going to be going across a couple drainages, and you see that green shelf over there. That's the Tonto shelf, and we'll be traversing that most of the day. We've got a dry camp tonight, so we're going to stop at, I believe, Sapphire Creek right before that. And then fill up, and then we'll camp up on a shelf. So tonight should be a pretty nice campsite from what I'm understanding. These guys have all done this before, so can't wait to get on the trail today and get up on that shelf, and then hopefully get some level walking for a little while, and let the legs breathe for a little bit. But they say it's going to be a few things in and out of some side canyons to stay up on the shelf. So I'm sure I'll have plenty to show you guys today. at where we just came from. Our camp was right down in there last night, right around that corner. And we came down through that valley, or I guess more of a runoff. And if you see right there at the top of my hiking pole, that's where we had lunch yesterday. And then we came down from the very top of that yesterday. So, surprised my knees aren't feeling a bit worse than they are. But it was definitely a adventure coming down, you know, for some nice flat trail. You see those things level there, right there? That's the trail. These are all along it. Everything's got a spine on it. So I'm going to stop every time I take a video from now on, because I just accidentally kicked one of those while I was trying to film, and it went right into my big toe. Talk about some pain. Ouch! Well, you can see across the canyon here, that shelf, that's the Tonto shelf. And that's not too awful far away if you go as the crow flies. But we have to go all the way down around that and back that way. So, see the destination, but it's a little bit longer than you think it might be. So Johnny, what'd you find there, man?
I've been questioning because I've been seeing the tracks, whether it's bighorn or mule deer.
Or one hell of a big jackalope.
I think it's a mule deer.
That's pretty neat, man.
Obviously, I mean, I don't think it's the way this is. It looks like it was dropped.
Yeah.
So they must come down here in the winter. They usually shed their antlers about late December, early January. So they probably come off the rim when it starts snowing and.
Pretty big deer, man.
Yeah, that's a nice one. 3-pointer.
All right, we just made it to Slate Canyon. Looks like we're about halfway through the section where we needed to get to the other spot where I said it was about a mile away. There is a couple pools of water here that we see, but definitely gonna have to scoop out of those. But time for a little break. So we just finished having a nice little snack break right here at Slate Canyon. And just to let you know, this is the pool that I filtered my water out of here. I got about 1.5 liters because I think the next one may or may not have water. But with that being said, you can see the guys over there, they're heading off. Got to follow that, that ledge all the way across there. So, still working on it. One thing I didn't want to forget about on this trip I've noticed so far is on the East Coast, I drink about 2 to 3 liters per day of water. And hiking in Colorado, another arid climate, I started drinking probably about 4 to 5 liters a day when I was hiking. And it's not very hot here right now, but one thing I'm noticing is I'm sucking water down like it's going out of style. And I think it's mainly, I mean, you can feel, or I can feel anyway, the convection of the air just pulling that water out of me. So I think today I've already had like 4, maybe even 5 liters, because I've just been sucking it down every time I get a chance to camel up. But if you happen to be watching this and you're not just one of my friends and family, be aware that if you come from the East Coast, you'll definitely be using a lot more. And it's definitely a necessity out here more than anything else, even more than food that I'm finding out. So just wanted to make a note of that. See the Colorado River straight down in here, and where Johnny and Will are at, That's Agate Canyon. We have to circumvent that. And then somewhere, I believe out in that direction is Sapphire Canyon, where we're going to pick up the water. And then right at that point, right there, is where we're going to set up camp for the evening, overlooking the Colorado River and whatever rapids those are sitting down there in the bottom. Yeah, I don't think you could pick a better campsite than that. So. All right, that's the first look really into Sapphire Canyon, where we'll be filling up our water bottles. Probably gonna have to pack quite a bit out, because right over there on that point, somewhere in that area, we'll be camping for the evening. So it'll be a dry camp, so I gotta carry enough for tonight, tomorrow morning, and a good portion tomorrow during the day, hoping that another one of these canyons we have to go back into has water. Of day 2, and you can see the head net here. We had some pretty severe bugs, but they've kind of dissipated as the sun went down. We wound up doing 12 miles, I think, from what I saw on the map today. And once we climbed up out of Boucher onto the Tonto, which was a decent climb, it's been pretty much level the majority of the time. We've weaved inside and outside of several different canyons, which by the crow flies, we probably went about 4 or 5 miles, but total 12. The first one was, what was the name of the first one? I can't remember. Agate was the second, and then Sapphire is what we just went around before we got to our campsite out here. And I'll take well, actually I already took a time lapse of that. So it was pretty cool. Behind us is the Scorpion, and that is where we'll be traversing once we do a pack raft to get to the north side of the canyon. So that's kind of a cool thing. And if you look at the topographic map, it kind of looks like a scorpion. It's kind of a cool little feature there. So end of day 2. It's been a fun time so far, and the scenery has been amazing. One thing that I will note was cactus. They are everywhere, and I've kicked a few of them, and boy, nothing like a needle going into your foot or your toe. So just one thing you got to be aware of out here. But tomorrow, we'll see what the day brings. Good night, everybody. All right, it's 10 after 8 right now. We're just packed up. Probably see the guys finishing up behind me. It was a weird night last night. It started off really warm, and then really just, I don't know what time it was, but it dropped super cold, which is weird because you're sweating in your sleeping bag, and then all of a sudden it dropped so quick, you'd be shivering. So, one of those type of things that, not quite hypothermic, but it was a rough night. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. It'll be a long day. Gonna have to hopefully find some pools of water in the canyons in the side, because I've got about 2 liters starting off this morning. But beautiful sunrise this morning. You can see the drop back over here. That's what we had last night. The silhouette of that was pretty cool at night. So behind me, you can see the direction we're heading, and we're going to be heading through all this area over here, probably somewhere out at that point beyond. So hopefully we'll make it through without any problems. So we're entering Jasper Canyon now. This is our second canyon of the day we need to traverse. This one's a little bit shorter than the last one, so hopefully we'll make some short work of that. going to be Ruby Canyon, our fourth side canyon of the day, and that one actually looks like it goes pretty deep back into this, so we'll be coming out along that shelf around that point crossed over there, so hopefully there's water down in the canyon. So we're just coming out of Ruby Canyon, which you can see there's the mouth of it there heading into the Colorado. Trying to get some good pictures. And this is going to be Quartz first next. So back into there, which I'm going to welcome the shade because I need it. Alright, making our way around our final canyon of the day before we enter Serpentine. This is Emerald Canyon. You can see right in the middle there that little washout there. Drums comes all the way from up in the crevices there. So well, this is a welcome sight. Running water. The last water I filtered was out of a puddle. And that puddle, obviously a lot of dead things in there. I obviously filtered it as well. But this, I'm going to dump all that and get fresh water. Be nice. Alright, that was home for last night. Not much room for error. Well, it's about 20 after 8, day 4. Just leaving Serpentine Canyon, where we slept for the night. Didn't get a lot of footage last night because it was dark when we got in. By the time we did all our camp chores, filling up water, eating and stuff, it was just too late to get any good pictures. So today, I think we got about 9 miles so we get to our resupply point, and then we'll go from there. But looking like a good morning. Already hot. 8:20 in the morning and it's already getting hot. So that'll be always a fun thing, carrying a lot of water today. I think I got 5 liters on me. That, although my food bag is empty for the most part, there is a lot of water on my back. So fun on the feet and knees. Till later, guys. Heading up that way, southbound. So South Bass Canyon from where we came all the way down in there. Beautiful canyon walls all around us. And then down in the center there, that little notch, we're going to head up to that. Just past it, we're going to right and then swing back around. Last shot of the Bass Canyon, or South Bass Canyon, sorry. And we'll be doing this, I don't know if you call it ledge or just a ledge walk here for probably about a mile, maybe, looks like, out to a point, and then we'll take a break out there. But that was definitely a big climb up that.
With full packs.
Yeah, full packs, yeah.
Full water.
Some of it had a lot of brush on it, which you had to kind of fight your way through, but nothing not manageable. Just in the sun, they'll take it out of you once you get in those little shady spots, so it drops, what, 5 degrees or so with a little breeze, so definitely makes up for it. just reached the Esplanade level, which is above the Tonto level of the Grand Canyon, and this is about where we're going to walk level for a little bit, which is very welcome. I'm going to keep moseying, but it's been a great trip so far. Excited about everything I've seen and guys I've met, and just very thankful. So I guess this is end of the fourth, maybe technically fifth day. Just got to the Bass or South Bass Trailhead, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and call my journey end here. Somewhat regretfully, but definitely the right decision, I believe. So that being said, the guys are going on, and I hope they're going to have a great trip. I mean, everything about it's awesome. So I'm just going to go ahead and climb to the top here. It's about 1.5 miles from where I'm at now, and about 1,600 feet elevation gain. So it was definitely an experience being out here. I was very fortunate to get on a trip that was able to show me the Grand Canyon for what it is. You know, not just looking off the rim, but getting down and really earning it, and seeing things that most people don't get to see from a different perspective. You really don't realize how big this is. Like, I remember going to the Colorado Rockies when I first moved out there, and looking at the 13ers and 14ers and going up those, and you look at them and you see the boulders and stuff, and they don't look very big, and you think, okay, that mountain's not very big, until you climb it, and that boulder looked like a pea was really the size of a house. Well, the same thing here. I look at this, and you look across there, and you're thinking, okay, that's not very far, just to that other rise over there, and that's probably about 1.5 miles, 2 miles, and it's not easy miles because you're going up and down. So it gives you a lot of different perspective, and I appreciate that opportunity. So I'm very grateful. Will, Johnny, and Joey, I really appreciated the opportunity. I had a great time with you guys. Good bunch of guys, good hikers. So I wish you guys the best, man, and hopefully one day we'll hook up for another one. But until then, take care, guys.